name is Kathy, and today I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on ailments, continuing with ailments starting with the letter F and G. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Please refer to my How to Use Homeopathic Remedies video before using the material in this video. I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on specific ailments, but I have broken these ailments into categories for easier reference. I'll begin with ailments of the mind and emotions, then I'll move on to ailments of the brain and nervous system, then I'll address issues with the skin, nails, and hair, then conditions of the eyes, ears, and nose, then ailments of the teeth and gums, then issues with lungs and respiration, then ailments of the heart, blood, and circulation, then ailments of the muscles, bone, and joints, then ailments of the esophagus, stomach, and duodenum, then ailments of the small and large intestines, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas, then ailments of the kidney and bladder, then ailments specific to women, and then ailments specific to men, then issues of the hormones and metabolism. After that, I'll address the issues of homeopathic remedies on infections, infestations, and the immune systems. Then issues surrounding fertility and pregnancy and surrounding childbirth and postnatal problems. The homeopathic remedies that address special problems in infants, ailments and diseases of childhood, and special issues of adolescence. And finally, special issues of the elderly. Constitutional treatment involves treating the totality of the individual person. Everyone is a unique individual with a unique physiology that responds to substances differently. In homeopathy, it is recognized that people will react strongly to certain remedies, and as a result of this, they can be loosely placed into different categories called constitutional types. Homeopaths talk of, for example, phosphoric types. These are people who react strongly to phosphorus, or Arsenicum album types, those who react strongly to Arsenicum album. The belief is that people of one type share similarities in terms of body shape, character, and personality, and the sorts of diseases from which they suffer. As an example, Natrum Mur people tend to be pear-shaped, have a dark complexion, be fastidious and rigid in personality, and keep themselves to themselves. They also crave salt and suffer from constipation. As another example, Lycopodium types tend to be tall, gangly, and of stooped appearance, with an anxious expression and a craving for sweets, and a propensity to produce intestinal gas. Now, of course, constitutional types have their limitations. In reality, each person is an individual, and so there are as many constitutional types as there are human beings. An account must be taken of the sum total of the person's inherent predispositions, past illnesses, diet, general reactions to the environment, intellectual and emotional features, and general attitude towards life. This is what is meant by constitutional treatment. I will be making detailed videos on the various constitutional types after I've completed the use of homeopathic remedies on ailments. The ideas, procedures, and suggestions in this video and all my homeopathic videos are not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of a trained health professional. Consult your physician before adopting the suggestions in this video. If you're pregnant, do not attempt these techniques without approval of your physician. So, let's continue with learning how homeopathic treatments can help with mental and emotional ailments. Today, we will continue with mental and emotional ailments that begin with the letter F and G. Fright or shock. A bad fright or shock is an extreme reaction to a threatening event. The person's breathing rate speeds up, sometimes leading to hyperventilation, and adrenaline pours into the bloodstream, speeding up the heartbeat. In extreme cases, this is experienced as heart palpitations. The digestion slows down, causing a churning sensation in the stomach. The blood vessels in the skin constrict, causing the skin to turn pale. If any of the above symptoms follow injury or is accompanied by nausea and vomiting, severe pain, fainting, or clouding of consciousness, the person may be in shock, in which case call 911 and give first aid. Specific remedies. For less severe forms of a bad fright or shock, these homeopathic remedies are to be given 4 times daily for up to 14 days, or every half hour for up to 10 doses in extreme cases. 1. For the person experiencing a bad fright or shock with marked heart palpitations and has a fear of dying, use Aconite 30C. 2. For the person experiencing a bad fright or shock that is scared stiff and numb with fright, use Opium 6C. 3. For the person experiencing a bad fright or shock with hysterical weeping 1 minute and laughing the next, use Ignatia 6C. For the person experiencing a bad fright or shock with the inability to get to sleep because the mind is racing, use Coffea 6C. Grief. Standard Western medicine treats symptoms of grief with antidepressants and psychotherapy, or both. Homeopathy, on the other hand, offers specific remedies during the various stages of grief, and also constitutional help if there's a failure to progress from one stage to the next. Most people, when they are ill, suffer not only from the basic diagnostic symptoms of the disease, but also from other symptoms that are specific to each person. In orthodox medicine, these individual symptoms are mostly unimportant, but in homeopathy, they are vital for giving the correct prescription. This is why different patients may receive different remedies for the same disease. Constitutional treatment involves treating the totality of the individual person. This involves taking into account the sum total of the individual's inherent predispositions, past illnesses, diet, general reactions to the environment, intellectual and emotional features, and general attitude toward life in general. Some important additional things that can be done to strengthen the body so that it can focus on healing itself are proper nutrition first and foremost, and a comprehensive vitamin and mineral supplement program, which I've outlined in my videos on these topics in my Maintenance of Good Health video playlist. Specific remedies for the early stages of grief. These homeopathic remedies are to be taken 4 times daily for up to 14 days, or every hour for up to 10 doses if the feelings of grief are overpowering. For the grieving person that wants to be left alone and insists that they feel all right and doesn't want to be touched and has the reactions of someone in shock, use Arnica 30C. For the grieving person that is fearful and on the verge of collapse, use Aconite 30C. For the grieving person that is very frightened by the death of a loved one and is numb with grief, use Opium 6C. Specific remedies for later stages of grief. These homeopathic remedies are to be taken 3 times daily for up to 14 days, or every 2 hours for up to 10 doses if feelings are disturbing normal life. For the grieving person that is extremely angry and critical of others, use Nux 6C. For the grieving person that is very depressed and apathetic, use Phosphoric Acid 6C. For the grieving person that is sleepless and cries helplessly and has a lot of phlegm, use Pulsatilla 6C. For the grieving person that rejects consolation and sympathy because it makes them cry and prefers to hide their feelings, use Natrum Mur 6C. For the grieving person that finds emotions difficult to control and laughs, sighs, or cries at inappropriate moments, use Ignatia 6C. Specific remedies for the final stages of grief. The homeopathic treatment for the final stages of grief are the same as for the depression, which is as follows. The homeopathic remedies are to be taken 3 times daily for up to 14 days during episodes of mild or moderate depression, or while waiting for constitutional treatments to kick in. For the depressed person that is restless, chilly, exhausted, obsessively neat and tidy, use Arsenicum 6C. For the depressed person that feels chilly and is very sensitive to wind and is constantly on edge, with oversensitive to noise, light, and other stimuli, plus racing thoughts that get in the way of sleep, and when there is sleep, there are vivid dreams that leave the person exhausted upon waking, use China 6C. For the depressed person that has a lack of energy and stamina after a viral illness such as the flu or mononucleosis, use cadmium Phos 6C. For the depressed person that feels totally worthless and is suicidal and disgusted with themselves, use Aurum 6C. For the depressed person that experiences depression because of deep grief or heartbreak after a love affair, use Ignatia 6C. For the depressed person who bottles up their emotions and rejects sympathy because it embarrasses them and makes them want to break down and cry, there is also a tendency to want to hide away and be alone, use Natrum Mur 6C. For the depressed person that bursts into tears at the slightest provocation and wants a lot of reassurance and attention, use Pulsatilla 6C. For the depressed person who is extremely irritable and finds fault with everyone around them, use Nux 6C. For the depressed person who feels irritable, tearful, and chilly and is very turned off even by the idea of sex, use Sepia 6C. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easy to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.